Hey guys, welcome back to the Rugby Gamer, and today I'm doing most followed NRL players from each club. So first we're going to do the Brisbane Broncos, which is Alex Glenn, and I'll just talk about them, like what do I think they're their best player, or just stuff about them. Alex Glenn. So he's got 79.5k followers. He's also, in my opinion, he is one of the Broncos' best players. I don't think he is, but I do think the younger players, Payne Haas is the best player, but I don't think he's Alex Glenn deserves it because he's a journeyman. He's played really good footy for about 10 years, I reckon. So, yeah, I reckon he deserves it the most out of those Broncos players. Next, we move on to the Bulldogs, which is Dylan Napa. It's this one, isn't it? He has got 38.3k followers. I think he's been good for the Roosters ever since he came to the Bulldogs. He's been a bit underrated, and I do think he's one of their better players. So I do think that he deserves it. He hasn't been good this year, but you can't be too good for the Doggies. Service out dummy half is okay, but it's not anything great. So now we go on to Jack White. And I think he deserves every bit of these followers. 77.7k followers. He's an amazing player. I just like ever since he's moved to 5'8", I loved his raw running. He does everything so good. He runs the ball hard and does everything as the 5'8" should. He's the traditional 5'8". But yeah, next we move on to the Cronulla Sharks, and that is none other than Shaun Johnson. $314k, deserves every bit of it. I tell you why he has so many followers. He's just so glitchy. His stepping is so damn good. He became so popular around the world, and there's so many people that love him. 314k, that doesn't shock me, man. Deserves every bit of it. He's going to Warriors next year. I think he's going to be great with Reece Walsh. And next up, we have got David Fifita, and let's not confuse it with, I think it's his junior, because it took me a while to find this one's in. He has got 85.6k followers, and plays pretty hard for his position, and he's, in my opinion, one of the Titans' better players. Best player, actually. He's got to improve coming in onto the field. He doesn't look for the ball enough. That's my opinion on him. And I'm actually going to stream the Titans Dragons game, so you'll get to see my opinion on David Fifita a bit more. So yeah. Next we got the Eels. I think it is none other than Blakey Ferguson. Okay. So that one is it? Yeah, it is. The Blake Ferguson in the NFL, I bet you he'd have more followers than the one in the NRL. And I know who he is. Well, don't know who he is, but he was like undrafted or something. So he's got 83.2k followers. Been journeyman, another really good player. Deserves every bit. I think that he plays really well, but he can't do the high bomb. There's a few things that I think that he can't do as a winger. He makes silly mistakes, but he can. For a team that can win a comp, I think he's a really good signing. You don't sign him with your crap club like Bulldogs. Teams like Bulldogs, you don't sign him. Like, you want to win. If you're going to sign him, win premierships. That's my thought on him. Then we move on to the Cowboys. My team, Valentine Holmes. 165k followers. He's pretty good, but he can be overrated. Him and the Hammer, I love. The Hammer's gonna be so good. I reckon Hammer will take over his fullback job next year. Not next year, maybe the year after. Who knows? But the Hammer will do the job 10 times better. But I'm not. That's not an insult to Holmes. He's been really, really good for them. But I'm saying the Hammer will be like a Tommy Turbo. Just watch. Anyone that thinks I'm wrong, watch 2 years. He'll be one of the best fullbacks in the comp. James Tedesco. We move on to the Roosters. Anyone that doesn't know Tedesco, are you living under a rock? Because like seriously, Tedesco is at one point was the best player in the world. Still's probably second or third in the world. I reckon some people would say he's third behind Cleary and Turbo. I'd say he's second behind Turbo, and Cleary's third. That's just my opinion. Does every single one. I think he deserves more, honestly. Rabbitohs. The Trell is their top, which is pretty insane. I think he's been Trell. The Trell, sorry guys. The Trell Mitchell. Yeah, but I think that my opinion is on the Trell personally. He's a good addition for him. Like, he does his job. That's my opinion. He does his job. But I don't think he's overrated if you say he's top 3, top 5. He can be 5, I reckon, but he's not 5 at the moment. I reckon he's 6, 7. I reckon Nico would take that 5. Nico's ahead of him. A player like Nico's ahead of him. Like, Guffo's not. Obviously Teddy, Turbo. You got Walsh. I don't think Walsh is out there. I think he's probably sitting around the Trell range. Yeah, but now speaking of Reece Walsh, I think now we are moving on to the Warriors, and we are going to Reece Walsh. Walshy, of course. He he's like Dane Laurie, man. He scores a try every game, man. It's so damn good to watch. Like, he's not even good to watch. I was thinking, aren't the Warriors a good second side? But then I remembered that they scored 28 in the Cowboys. It wasn't. The Cowboys, I don't like being talked about badly, but I don't think that we were good defensively. I don't like people saying, we did just an easy dub against the Cowboys. It's not like that. Next we move to the Panthers, who did play the Warriors on the weekend. Brian Bizzer. It won't come up with it. If you remember, it's Bizzer. He's got 189k followers. Deserves every bit of it. He's one of the funniest dudes ever, though, bro. For people, I get because he's just so relatable with the kids my age, man. It's relatable, right? He has things that kids do our age, which is adult probably shouldn't do, but who knows. Offa Hangawi is next for the Tigers. I think he hasn't been as good for the Tigers as he was at the Broncos in his prime, but he's not in his prime as it is he, so I feel like it's a bit mean to say he's been bad in his career because he hasn't. He's been pretty damn good his whole career. Pretty damn decent. Yeah. But I think not much else. Next we move on to, it's not Tommy Turbo, surprisingly. It's Cherry Evans. Which in my opinion, he doesn't take as much responsibility as he should. I don't like him as a person. I don't like him as a player. Don't think he does it right. Anything right, much right. So yeah, but he's got 109k. We're just gonna leave that where it is. You guys can have your opinions on him. I don't really like him. Sims. Move on to Dragons. Tarek Sims. I feel like Tarek Sims has been really, really good the last couple of years. He's been the form he was when he was at the Cowboys, which was like, believe it or not, that was about like 5 years ago. No, more, probably 7. I think he was there 2013. So that's how long that was, man. He got 61.4k followers. A journeyman. He's played really well in Origin. Jeez. Now we're next on to the Storm. Just the cheese. Smith. Beef Brandon Smith. Or the cheese. $158k followers. I think he's a great dude, man. I was watching a video about Nico Hines. Nico was saying how good of a group the Storm are to be around. They're just like, they get bond so well. They're such a family, and they're a group of brothers to each other. They're just helping each other out, making everyone better. Like the starters try and help the players that are below them, and that's hard because sometimes you don't want the better player. If he's a better player, then you don't want him to take your spot, so you don't want to help him. But that's not what the Storm's about. And I think, don't quote me on this, but I think Ponga has more followers than Johnson. I could be wrong. Caleb Ponga. I think he deserves every bit of these followers though. How many does he have? 344, so he has 30k more than Johnson. He deserves every bit of it. Like, you're not gonna lie, man. He deserves every bit of them. Yeah, so guys, hope you enjoyed this video. This is the Rugby Gamer. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.